crispy.
Well, what's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Figures in Action. And today I present to you a 1/18 scale replica of the B&B Deli located in Connecticut. I forgot what town. But was contacted by a gentleman a few months ago who was interested in getting this replica corner store, corner deli type situation. And so he hit me up, and he's the one that I did the Sopranos bar. Oh, pause. Yeah, I had to open the front door. I have no idea where I was at. That was like half an hour ago. So I'm gonna try to jump in. Where was I at? Okay, B&B Deli in Connecticut. Gentleman hit me up. Okay, that's how I remember now. I had done the Sopranos bar for him, and he hit me up and he was like, "Oh, can we do it?" And I said, "Well, do you want that in a 1/12 scale?" And he was like, "Nah, dude, that'll probably be too big." And he's correct. It would have been humongous. And if he would have said 1/12 scale, I definitely would have talked him down. Just because that would have been huge. So he sent me some reference pictures. He sent me the address, so I Google mapped it or what have you, and away we went. Now, to start off, this dial is 20 inches across, 20 inches deep, is 9.5 inches tall, and yeah, like, what else do I say? All right, so he had showed me, and I'm gonna actually pull up a picture real quick. He had showed me the pictures. He sent me the pictures of what this deli looked like, and it definitely looked like a fun project. I mean, anytime you can try to replicate something that is meaningful to another person because they either grew up there or maybe his family owns it. I mean, who knows? But pretty much this is what the store looks like. All right, doesn't look too bad, but it records pretty good off the phone. So that's pretty much the store. So if you see up there, you can see like where the shingles are. You can see the piping there. That's why that piping is there. And then the white is actually lights. I couldn't replicate lights, so what I did is I just did like a dowel rods that are painted in white, but I did put a light underneath there. So there is some lightage there. I still have to create the B&B Deli this time right here. He kind of put a rush order. I shouldn't say that. I needed to get this to him. So, yeah. Look at the back crack on my phone. Man, that looks bad. That was kind of the side of it. So you see the catering there. And then I just went only up to there. So I didn't go past the little brick part there. So yeah, so basically this was the task. So I have a couple G.I. Joes there. I just set up a shot that I posted on my Instagram. But let me take these guys. And then these are 3 3/4 inch. And just so you guys have an idea of what a 6-inch figure would look like in this dial. Yo, like a giant. That's basically a 6-inch Marvel Legends versus the 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe. So let's take these Joes out and give you guys a better look so you have an idea of how I went about this. All right. Okay. So first and foremost, when you're building these little ones, it's really hard to magnetize a lot of it. Like, it's hard to I shouldn't say it's not that it's hard to magnetize. Magnetizing is not difficult. It's difficult to get the seams nice and tight. To, like, if you magnetize something, sometimes it's a little bit off. And so the dilemma was, should I magnetize just this wall to this wall and then have this connecting? And so I wasn't sure how I was going to go about that. So that was one of the dilemmas in terms of breaking this down. When I finished building it, this actually was boxed out all the way. So there was another, let me see, yep, here's the piece. So this black piece was actually, I cut this out because I just felt like it was too big. It was too bulky in the back and it wasn't necessary. So when I put this piece, it kind of messed me up a little bit because before I cut that piece, it messed me up a little bit because I was like, yo, this is kind of large or whatever. So ultimately what I did is, it's a little bit of a weird angle, but I kind of love the aesthetics to it. I kind of followed this angle here, and I did the angle in the back, and then that kind of followed down the sidewalk. And I think it just naturally flowed that way, because what I did is when I built this, I had already, so this wall, I already made it permanent to this wall. And I didn't really, there's no rhyme or reason for why I have this size. I just went with this piece because it was just laying around. I was like, oh, this will be perfect. So that basically this dictated where I was going to cut along. So it's just weird how sometimes, and I've said this before, like where you're creating a dial and things kind of fall into place. And you're like, man, that's weird how that worked out. So and all the signage is all paper. Printed pretty much. This stuff is the ones on the window are on the inside of the window. This is definitely on the outside. So the other thing too, when you're making this type of dial and you're not creating the inside of it, it's a little strange in terms of how do you what do you put for the glass? Because if it's clear and you can see right through, you're gonna see whatever's on the other side of that, and it might not be attractive. Jesus, can I speak? Man, it may not be attractive when you're taking a picture to see a poster in the background or what have you. So what I did is I had this piece of plastic, like plexiglass, that comes foggy. I had a small piece left, just enough for that door. So as you can see, you can't see, but it's foggy. It's not a clear view inside. Now with these, I had some other plexiglass that was thin, and it had two pieces of film to protect it from being scratched, one on either side. And so what I did is I peeled one of them off, and it became kind of the shiny side, and I didn't peel the other side off to give it that foggy look. So although this was made to be foggy, and it's foggier than these windows, I love that I was able to just leave that film and glue it in a way where it's not going to come off, and we still get the effect of these windows and not being able to see directly through them. And that was kind of another challenge that I was dealing with. There was the floor in front of the brick wall for the actual deli is just black asphalt, and the rest of it is just kind of this cement. I put in some weeds or grass kind of growing in the cracks there. All right, so let's take this thing apart so you guys can get an idea of how this is put together. Every time I build a 1/18 scale dial, it's always interesting how it breaks down. It always breaks down in a really interesting way, and it has to, because again, it's a smaller dial that you're working with. Oh, and I'm sorry, before I start breaking it down, what I did here as well is, so I came in with a banner red, was the first color I used. Then I came in with like a gray and kind of gave it a dry brush. Then I came back with the kind of this effect here that I've been using, the airbrush dirt tank, I guess you could call it, where I just kind of the little thing that I used to little container that I used to clean my airbrush, just took some of that and kind of as you can see, kind of just played with it in terms of taking a brush and getting that a little bit dirty, and did the same thing with the cement on the floor, and then finally came back with an airbrush. You can kind of see the gray underneath how it looked without the airbrush, and so I came back with a little bit of an airbrush, so it gave it a total of 4 different colors to kind of give it an effect of kind of just wearing down by the weather, pretty much. What else? This is all balsa wood, same thing here. All right, I think that is everything I need to say about the outside. And so the way this breaks down is pretty oh wait, so there's a light here, so you have to kind of, and this is how the light works, you kind of have to lift this up and kind of throw your thumb in there and flick it down, and when you flick it down it turns on. And this piece is magnetized in 2 different places, so it'll just kind of fall right back into place. And then you have it lit with just that finger light from underneath, so you can have some a little bit of light on the inside and have that light, and it'll look good if you take a picture that way. So that light is like I said, a finger light from the dollar store, and it kind of just, I installed it there. This is kind of the roof, so you take this off, and the piece where the light goes, where I kind of put a hole into the top of what holds this together. So that's the top piece, right? Then you have this side piece, which is the brick wall, right? And then this last piece is all just one piece. Let's turn it around so you guys can see the guts. the guts of this. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm actually going to paint this pink wall where my thumb is and that same red, and I'm actually going to paint that little wall there to the right of the open sign, because you can kind of see the pink through the window. So I'm going to paint that in red as well before I ship it off. But that's what it looks like on the inside. And this is all glued together. So this is literally just one piece. But the good thing is that if you hold it by here, it's safe. You can, wherever you need to place it, just make sure you don't hold it by here, or, you know, I guess you can hold it by there. That's fine. But I've been grabbing it and kind of picking it up and holding it this way. And then what I'm going to do is I actually have to split this floor so I can ship it easier. And then I'm not going to magnetize the base down, but I am going to put some pegs. Some pegs that are coming out maybe that much, so it just falls into place because it's just the weight of this. You don't really need to magnetize it. So that's what it looks like on the side. That's what it looks like there. And yeah, check out the pictures at the end of the video. And we are out. Peace.